Hi everyone, it's PhDSimmer here and welcome to my Q&A video that has come along from my giveaway. So if you didn't know, a week ago I posted a video to say I was doing a giveaway of a game pack to celebrate my birthday, 2-year YouTube anniversary and 2 years since I joined Twitter and started getting involved in the Sims community. So basically the rules to enter that giveaway were to ask a question for the Q&A video. So here we go. Really, I've split the questions down into 3 sections: personal, YouTube related or channel related, and then Sims related. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Sims related questions, and the giveaway is now closed. It closed at 9 AM this morning on the 26th of Feb, so that's the day I'm recording this. And so the giveaway is closed, and the winner was Tealybanana, so congratulations. She asked for a copy of Jungle Adventure, which is out tomorrow, so I will be sending that code over tomorrow. But thank you everyone who entered, and welcome to all my new subscribers. I hope you stick around. I know people subscribe just because it's part of the rules of competitions, but I do hope you stick around and enjoy the channel and stuff like that. So let's get started. So I'm sorry to start off with if I pronounce anyone's names wrong. Some of these questions I have grouped together because they're very similar. So Deborah asks, why did you start playing The Sims and what is your favourite expansion pack? I'm only going to answer the first question because later on somebody asked me to rank all the expansion packs, so I will be doing that then. But why did I start playing Sims? I don't really... all I remember is my brother having a copy of Sims 1. I don't remember if he got it for a present or he bought it, but all I remember is he had Sims 1. I think he had House Party as well, and I remember we had Making Magic at some point, and I just remember we had it in we had a PC in our living room, and it was just one of my most favourite games to play. I just adored it. Like, me and my brother would be fighting over the PC. We didn't really play Sims together, we would just fight over it, and I just have such vivid memories of Sims 1. Especially Making Magic. I think we got bought Making Magic by my parents. My parents are having a party and they thought, what can keep the kids quiet? So they got us Sims 1 Making Magic. My predominant memories are Sims 2. Sims 2 is when I really got addicted and really got into The Sims. And that was, my friend had a laptop, and back in the early, gosh, this must have been late 90s, early 2000s. If you had a laptop, wow, you were cool. And she had a laptop, and it was probably, like, compared to today's standard, it was probably a brick, probably a concrete slab. But she had a laptop, she had Sims 2 on it, and I was so jealous. And I saved up all my money, pocket money and little jobs that I did, and I got myself a laptop and I got Sims 2, and I've never looked back since. But I love The Sims, absolutely love it. So sort of following on from that, Elizabeth asks, what's your favourite and least favourite things about The Sims? My favourite thing is that it's so open, so creative. You can have so many storylines. I don't find it gets boring. You can just recreate your own life. You can recreate your imaginary life. I always grew up playing dolls' houses and Barbies and things, so I think it stems from that, like a lot of storytelling. And I find it quite relaxing and cathartic, and if I'm stressed, just playing The Sims and just losing yourself in that world for a little while. I love how realistic it is. I was never a massive fan of the expansions where things went a little bit like supernatural. I mean, I did like it, but it was never my favourite. I really loved the family gameplay. I love seeing generations of Sims grow up, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, generations. I love that. I love all the careers. I love that you basically can raise this digital thing from a baby to death. It's just, and do every aspect of their life, their love life, their children, their work life, everything. I just think that's amazing. My least favourite thing is really hard. I think I honestly can't think. My least favourite things of certain expansions, like Sims 1 was also obviously very limited. Sims 2, it's hard to fault. I mean, I loved Sims 2, and there's a lot of nostalgia with Sims 2. Sims 3 I loved, but it was laggy and it struggled. I mean, I could load it up and go and have a bath and make lunch and come back and it still hadn't loaded. In Sims 4, I guess my least favourite thing about Sims 4 is the loading screens. It doesn't bother me so much as it used to, but when I first got Sims 4, the loading screens were a bit of a pain, but now you're just kind of used to it. It's just part of it now. I guess Sims 4, What I would like are things like the apartments to be a bit more open, like you can just go to someone's apartment without a loading screen. And I would like maybe roommates that you didn't have to control. There's little tiny things that, but I can't think of one major thing I don't like about The Sims. I really can't, and I'm being honest here. Okay, who else have we got? Liza, what made you so interested in The Sims? I think I already covered this. It's just the fact that you can control every aspect of somebody's life. You can create a storyline, you can give it as much drama as you like, you can make them as happy as you like, as miserable as you like. You can just do exciting things. You can go on vacations, you can go to different planets, you can be turned into a vampire. I mean, it's just crazy the amount that you can do. And then if you're not so much into storytelling, you can really get creative in terms of personalities and in cast, and you can create people, so much diversity in terms of people. And also in build, I'm not a good builder, but if I was, I can imagine it's a real creative outlet, all of that building. Okay, so getting on to a couple of amalgamated questions. So as I said at the start, Deborah asked, what is your favourite expansion pack? Tealybanana, who actually won this competition, so congrats, she asked, what are your least favourite expansion game and stuff packs? What's been your favourite Sims game? And then Leah asked me to rank the Sims 4 game pack from worst to best, and Sarah asked, what is your favourite expansion pack? So there's like 3 or 4 people asking a similar question here, so I'm going to go ahead and rank the stuff, game and expansion packs for you guys. Okay, so we're going to start with the stuff packs, I think, and work our way up to the expansions. We'll start with the cheapest options, which are the stuff packs. So we've obviously had 13 stuff packs at the point of recording. I didn't honestly think it was that many. My favourite... no, let's do least favourite. My least favourite pack is probably cool kitchen stuff or luxury party stuff. It's probably actually cool kitchen stuff. I just think it was a bit of a missold pack. Like there was only, this is all from memory, there was only one counter and there was only one like kitchen set that I remember, and I was really disappointed. And I felt like the ice creams were good. I kind of liked the ice cream bowls, but I thought the cones were lacking a little bit. They didn't look very well done. I found it really disappointing, the ice creams, and the blooming brain freeze that came with the ice creams drove me nuts. I actually had to get a mod to remove the brain freezes because it just drove me nuts. And to be honest, I hardly ever use the ice creams. I do use the counters and stuff, so I'll give them a due. I do use that, but the ice creams I haven't really used. Maybe when it gets to summer I will use it, and I am thinking about putting an ice cream parlour in my game just so it forces me to use it a little bit more. But I really don't rate Cool Kitchen very much at all. In terms of my favourite, I would have to say probably movie hangout stuff, but not really for the movie side of it, not for the gameplay side of it. I really like the clothes, and I really like the build by objects. It was all that sort of bohemian style, quite bright colours, lots of floral patterns. I don't use it too much, but I really like it. Like I use it for certain aesthetics that I'm going for, but I think the clothes are really cool. There were a couple of tops that I use a lot. There's some really good hairs, and actually I've surprised myself by picking movie hangout. I also loved vintage glamour, oddly. Like I don't use the clothes and the cast very much, but I really like the build by objects in vintage glamour. That was the first time they started using mirrored surfaces, I think, and I really like that. Same for fitness stuff. I don't use that rock wall climbing thing, but I really like the sort of glass tables that they introduced. I think since vintage glamour stuff, which was the 9th stuff pack according to Wikipedia, I think since vintage glamour they've really stepped up their game. Like we had fitness stuff, toddler stuff, laundry day, and laundry day, like even though it's a bit of a dull pack in terms of, yeah, it's laundry, I think they did a really great job in terms of the clothing and the sort of wicker rustic home stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go for Cool Kitchen for my least favourite and Movie Hangout for my favourite. I do actually have movies and use the popcorn machine more than the ice cream machine, but I think Movie Hangout had really good clothes and really good build by objects. I will probably do a separate video where I actually rank all of the 13 packs. I just don't want to do it in this one, otherwise it'll be epically long. In terms of game packs, we have had 6 game packs if we count Jungle Adventure. Obviously, I can't count that in terms of favourites or least favourite because we haven't played it. So we're just going to go with the first 5, which were Outdoor Retreat, Spa Dates, Dine Out, Vampires and Parenthood. My least favourite, I have to say it, is Vampires because I've never I've never played it. I've got it. I've never played it. I've never played a vampire in The Sims 4 and it just doesn't interest me. I am probably going to do an off-screen gameplay because I bought that pack and I've barely explored it and I really think I should. I've never done the Aspiration. I've never done any of the Vampire Pals. I've never done anything vampires related and I haven't watched any vampire LPs. Like, I love the English Simha, right? I love her. I think she's brilliant. She's the one who brought me into this whole YouTube thing. I've watched every single LP of hers apart from Vampires because it just doesn't draw me in. So I'm going to watch that, try and get myself into it, and then I'm going to play a bit of Vampires and see if I can get myself into that. But yeah, I bought it and never played it. So I'm going to have to put Vampires down at the bottom. And then my favourite, definitely Parenthood. Absolutely adore Parenthood. It's exactly what I want from a Sims game. Loads of family interaction, loads of... it adds so much character to the teens and the children. I think the children in particular were lacking a little bit in terms of personality. They kind of they didn't have a lot to do, and I think the teens did in a way, but I think Parenthood has added so much more personality and so much more for them to do, and so much more interaction between the family. It's really brought the game together, I think. I think it was a brilliant addition to the game, and if I had to completely remove all my packs and pick like 5, Parenthood would be one of those 5. And in terms of expansion packs, we've only had 4. So we've got Get to Work, Get Together, City Living and Cats and Dogs. My least favourite, I might be controversial here. I'm going to say Cats and Dogs. Don't get me wrong, I love the world. Brentford Bay is gorgeous. I like the cast items. I like that, but I just find it glitchy and buggy. Like, my Cats and Dogs LP is probably my least enjoyable one to play. And I am going to be finishing that one a little bit early. If you haven't seen that already, it's going to be finishing at 20 parts. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love the cats. I think they did a really great job with the cats and dogs and the kittens and the puppies in particular. I love the world, all of that good stuff. But I just find it a little bit glitchy, a little bit buggy. It just needs a bit more of a polish up. And I was disappointed that the veterinary career wasn't like a get to work career, because I really enjoyed the get to work careers. I wanted it to be something that was an actual job. I've never been that fussed about the business side of things, so I would have preferred the veterinary career to be more of an active job. The other things I had issues with is I felt like something like City Living brought us 3 new careers, aspirations, that sort of stuff. Cats and Dogs, we only had the vet career. I would have loved like a dog grooming career or a teen dog walking job, and I would have liked a little bit more maybe negative traits. I have installed some custom traits which are like fear of animals, allergic to fur, stuff like that, but I wish they were kind of incorporated in the game from the beginning as not custom content. I just think there was a little bit lacking from Cats and Dogs, and they said they cut out things like horses and small pets to make these the best pets possible, and I don't think they fulfilled that. I really don't. I'm just being honest here. Pets has never been one of my top packs I've always wished for. I've always wanted like family gameplay stuff, like from The Sims 3 Generations and Seasons. I've always wanted. Pets has been... I prefer pets over supernatural, but it's still at the lower end of my want list. In terms of my favourite, I probably am going to go for City Living. If I was to rank the 4 expansions that we've had out so far, Cats and Dogs would be at the bottom, then Get Together, then Get to Work, then City Living. Get to Work's high on my list because I really like the active careers. I love the aliens. I like the alien world. I love the baking skill, the photography skill. That I think people forget all of this stuff that came with it, and the fact that businesses came with it as well and weren't a side game pack or something. I think that was amazing. 3 new careers, 2 new skills, aspirations, I can't remember how many new ones there were, and running businesses on the side. That was a full pack. I have to give it to them. That was a full pack. City living I loved. I liked the introduction of apartments, all the festivals I like. It just gives you something to do if you're not sure what to do and something pops up saying, oh, it's GeekCon. Yep, let's head to GeekCon. I love the increase in like cultural diversity that city living gave. And when you head out into San Myshuno, it's just different. It's just, I love it. And, you know, new skills, new recipes, just loads more culture. I think it's great. And all those careers that came with it, and the fact that the careers you can play from home, love that. It's really great if you've got a family and you want the parent to earn money but maybe stay at home a lot. I think that's really great. It kind of reminded me of babysitting from The Sims 3, where you kind of work from home and earn money from home, but you have little tasks to do. Really, really love that. So there we go. That kind of answers a bunch of questions together. So I think I'll have another read through and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so Alia did actually specifically ask to rank The Sims 4 game packs from worst to best. So let's have a look. We're going to exclude Jungle Venture for now. So I'm just having like a Wikipedia just so I can make sure I don't miss anything. So I said with the expansions that I would go Cats and Dogs at the bottom, then Get Together, then Get to Work, then City Living. In terms of game packs, I would go Vampires at the bottom, then Dine Out, because I've never really done the restaurant running side of it. When it detracts from the main house, it's a bit similar why I'm not so keen on Cats and Dogs with the vet career being like that. I think running a restaurant is such a side thing, it kind of detracts from the main part of the game that I enjoy, which is the family side of it. So I do love the restaurants. I do love being able to go to restaurants, don't get me wrong. But I definitely would go Vampires at the bottom, Dine Out, Outdoor Retreat, just because it's okay. I do like it. It's nice, but it's not amazing. And then Spa Day, because I really like the wellness skill. I love going to the spa. I love the ambience of that pack. It's really cool. I had a lot of fun with that pack when it came out. And then Parenthood #1. And I don't know where Jungle Venture's going to fit. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's maybe not going to be one of my favourites because it detracts from the main game. But I think as a little offshoot, it's going to be quite fun to explore. It's like a mini LP. Okay, so I think I'm covering most of these questions. So Tealybanana also sort of asked, what's been your favourite Sims gaming and why? Definitely Sims 2 for me. Sims 2 was the sort of where it all started. Obviously I do have memories of Sims 1, but I was quite young at the time. Sims 2 I saved up, got my own laptop when I was quite young. It was the first thing I probably ever saved for. The first thing I ever saved for in my life was a pair of rollerblades. Again, I was jealous of my brothers. And then the second thing I saved up for was a laptop, and I had Sims 2. And then even though it was slow and it was buggy, I had never heard of custom content at that point, so I played it completely vanilla. I remember when University came out, I was addicted. When Nightlife came out, oh, I was addicted. Love those packs to death. So Sims 2 has the most nostalgia. I used to have friends over, and we literally used to have sim game nights where we'd all have our laptops and then we'd have snacks and we would literally just play The Sims all night and just be like, what's happening in your game? What's happening in your game? And just literally compare notes. And there was a lot more cheeky, fun things in The Sims 2, I think. It was less serious. Like, I remember there was a career where a helicopter would land and you would go to work in, like, fig leaves. I can't even remember what that was about, but I just found that hilarious. There was so many, like, good little jokes in The Sims 2. I just loved it. I loved the baby milk. You could unlock this magic baby milk that would help them learn their skills really quickly, and you had to teach your toddlers to walk, talk, and potty train them, and you used to use this milk and it used to make it go really quickly. I just remember tiny little things. There was a money tree, I seem to remember. There was just so much good stuff I loved. The rewards were really good in The Sims 2. So Sarah asks, what's your favourite expansion? Definitely answered that already. So Chrissy asks, do you think there will be a Sims 5 and what is the biggest difference you'd like to see in it? It's difficult because if you'd asked me when The Sims 4 came out and I started playing it, I would have said I want open world back. I'm not sure I would want open world back. I would like Sims 5 to be more open. Like I said with apartments, I think I would like to be able to visit the people across the hall without having to load it up. I would like it to be a bit more... I would like... yeah, a little bit more open, but not completely open world, just because I know it would... unless you've got a super duper PC, I think it would really cut out a lot of people's enjoyment of the game. But there's not a lot. I just think just improve on Sims 4. I think if you could get a mix between the fun and the content of Sims 2 and the look and style of Sims 4, I think honestly Sims 5 needs to be a better version aesthetically and in terms of graphics and looks and design of Sims 2, because Sims 2 is obviously a bit outdated now, but it is such a good game. I actually got the Ultimate Collection and I love it. I can't believe how much I miss playing that game. So but if they could upgrade it, you know how like Pokemon games, every now and again you have the original Game Boy, like blue, red, yellow, and then they bring out like better versions. It's the same game, but it's a better version. That's what they need to do with The Sims. I really think they should. Sims 5 should be a better version of Sims 2. That's just my opinion. Everything is my opinion, so feel free to drop yours down below. Feel free to disagree with me. Just everyone be polite, respectful to each other. That's all I would say. Fancy Simha asks, how many Sims have you created in The Sims 4? I have freaking no idea. If we just look at terms of my Let's Plays, you're talking maybe 30, 35, but in terms of my off-screen gameplay, I make families all the time, play them for a few hours, and then I switch. Like, you know, I do a lot of CAS, I guess. So I don't know, I'd say a couple of hundred. I really think it's that much. Storm asks what your dream expansion would have in it. Definitely, I think I've said this before, I'd like some more destination worlds. I'd like a tropical beach holiday, or like you could take your skins you could take your Sims snowboarding, like you could go skiing and snowboarding like as a proper holiday, or you could go to the beach and get suntans, go snorkeling, go scuba diving. Like, I'd like more holidays. I'd like them to bring back honeymoons. I'd like them to bring back more like vacation options. I think would be really, really awesome. So a Sims 4 vacation expansion, but like a proper expansion. I mean, like lots of different options, loads of different activities, loads of new skills, careers. Maybe you could also, I think I'd really like some more activities for teens and kids. Like, you could bring in like ballet back, would be really good, like skating, ice skating, rollerblading, more like sports teams, like football clubs. I don't know, just like more activities and more skills for kids and teens, I think would be awesome. Like, I love the fact they brought basketball. Let's bring some more sports in. That would be really, really good. If you could bring any of your Sims that you've created to life, who would it be? That's why Lindsay. It would definitely be Lydia from my Get to Work LP. That was one of my first LPs. It's not great quality, but it is still on my channel, so go ahead and check that out if you want to. Lydia, I adored. She was a bit of a geek. She was just amazing. I just loved her. She was like pale and freckly with flaming red hair. She was a geek but a scientist. She loved collecting things. I just think we would have a lot of fun. She was really cool. I really loved Lydia. Abigail says, how long have you been playing The Sims, and what expansion do you want to come back in The Sims 4 most, and why? The expansion I definitely want back is Seasons. I know that's probably not the most exciting choice, but it's definitely what I'm desperate for. I love weather in The Sims 4, and I would love them to bring back like the summer festivals. I know that can be generations, but they could build it into seasons, like a summer holiday, a winter festival. Bring back all that good stuff. Kind of like use the festival vibe that you get from City Living, but do weather-based ones or seasonal-based ones. That would be really, really cool. Loads more skills would come into it, but do it in a way that it blends with the previous packs. Like, the dogs could like splash in the puddles. You could have toddlers doing certain things. Like, you know, you could just make sure that it's immersed in the rest of the pack. I think the rest of the packs, I think that would be awesome. I would love to see all the CC that came with it. It would be awesome. diving boards, bring those back to pools. That'll be really cool. I know you got a diving platform, but it's not the same as seeing that diving board bouncing up and down. Yeah, I think that would be really cool, like a seasons pack, but with loads of not just the seasons, not just the weather happening, but loads of activities related around it. Okay, so I think that's the majority of, I think that's all of the Sims related questions. So this video is going to be a little bit long. I do apologise. I mean, if you don't, you can just skip through and find bits that interest you if you want. I don't know. You might not want to sit through the whole thing. But now we're moving on to more channel related questions. We have 3 questions here. Sweetie Pie asks, what have been the ups and downs over the last 2 years as you have climbed your way to 3,000 subs? You know, the good, bad and ugly stuff. There's not really been any bad and ugly stuff. Like, I'd say for the first year, my channel pretty much went nowhere, but I was just like playing around. I had a terrible microphone. I was just playing around. I didn't know how to edit, didn't know how to make my own thumbnails. My early thumbnails were terrible, but I loved learning it. Like, everything I've made myself in a way. Like, I didn't get anyone else to make my banners or my thumbnails. Like, I made them all myself. I learnt myself. I taught myself a lot. Some of the ups have actually been learning things, like going onto YouTube and watching tutorials and learning. Some of the other ups is recently I started looking into making my own custom content. It's only recolors at the moment, but I'm finding that really interesting, and it's a really another creative way of getting involved in the Sims community, making custom content. Yeah, so those have been some of the ups. I mean, yeah, it was a real drag getting to this many subscribers, like, but it kind of shot up last summer when I did my Parenthood LP, and there's 2 videos that have got freaking ton of views, and I don't know how it happened. My remove custom content video, which I've seen tons of those on YouTube, so I don't know why mine's been so popular, because it's terrible. The video is terrible quality. I don't really explain it very well, but that's got like 250,000 views. It's crazy. And part 1 of my Parenthood LP somehow, I don't know, but it got 60,000 views. I don't even know how that happened, but it was amazing, and that's really when my subs shot up, and they've kind of stabilized back now again. They kind of, like, if I look at my subs over time, it's like flat for the first year, then it peaks when Parenthood came out, then it falls, but it hasn't gone back to being completely flat yet. We're slowly getting subscribers, and I think I am improving. I think my thumbnails are getting better. I hope that my LPs are getting a bit more interesting. I feel like I'm trying to get more interactive. Like, I think the foster challenge has been really cool because people have really got on board with that and started uploading their Sims to be fosters, so that's brilliant. That's really, really cool. Lizzie asked, what's the most challenging part of making videos? I guess it's not so challenging now, but back at the start it was knowing how to do it, and knowing, like, I had terrible issues with audio at the start. Like, you could always hear my breathing. I know my audio is not great, I have to say it's not great, but it's better than it was. It really was. Learning how to edit a bit better, learning how to add music in, like when I did cast videos, having music in the background, or build videos, having music in the background and a commentary track. I didn't know how to do both of those, so my early casts and builds there was no commentary because I just wanted music. So it was just a learning thing. Now the most challenging part is trying to be different, trying to add things in that are a bit different from the crowd. So when a new expansion comes out, trying to create some characters that not everyone's going to be doing maybe. And also I've been really trying to invent my own challenges. So I've invented the Bank of Mum and Dad challenge, the Starting from Scratch challenge. I retweaked the Foster challenge, things like that, and also the 7D Legacy challenge. So it just gives me a little bit of uniqueness, I think. Just so you stick out from the crowd. That's probably the most challenging. There's a lot of Sims for YouTubers. There's a really big community, and just trying to like make yourself stick out so people click on your video rather than, you know, if everybody's releasing Jungle Adventure LPs at the same time, what do you do to make yours the one that people want to click on? And that's probably the most challenging part, and I'm learning. We'll get there. Emily asks, how long does each video take to film, edit, and what's one feature from The Sims 3 that you wish was in The Sims 4? let's just go with the video, film and edit, because I think I've talked a lot about what I would like in The Sims 4. I probably record about 45 minutes worth of video, and then I cut that down to 30 minutes. Or I aim for 25 to 30 minutes, and I just edit out the loading screens mainly, and edit out anything like where I'm, say an object's broken and I want to replace it, I kind of edit that stuff out. Or if I'm gonna make a room build, I'll speed it up, or if I'm gonna do a makeover, I'll speed that up as well. So that cuts down a lot of the time. When I edited on my laptop, when I filmed and edited on my laptop, I had to remove the background noise because my laptop was like, wow, the fan was loud. So I would probably spend another hour removing the background sound through Audacity and having to re-render the video. So I'd say 6 months ago it would take 2 to 3 hours per video. Now it takes probably an hour to an hour and a half per video. I think that's all of those, and then we just have 3 more questions remaining. So Princess Snow White, these are all personal questions. What did you want to be when you grew up as a kid? I really don't remember. I've always been interested in sciences. I've always been interested in, I quite liked maths when I was younger. I grew out of that quite quickly. I remember we had at school careers advice, and they told me to be a newsreader. I was like, what? Like, no. Yeah, I was told to be a newsreader. Definitely not going to happen. I really don't know, but I like doing practical things. I couldn't imagine doing a desk job. I like doing practical things. I like being outdoors. I like plants and animals. I like science. I like biology. Those sort of things. I don't really remember a specific thing I wanted to be when I grew up. There we go. Sorry, not very exciting. Laura asked, what did you study through each of your degrees? I've done 2 degrees. My first degree was in biology, and my PhD was in horticulture, so growing plants for food, you know. And my current job is to grow strawberries, if you didn't know, which is very exciting. I do research and grow strawberries at a university, so there we go. Hence why my channel is called PhDSimmer, because I was doing a PhD when I started it and obviously wasn't very inventive with the name. Probably need to change it, but there we go. Probably won't. I kind of want to stick with it now. And then the last question is from Angie. If you could live in any fictional world, Narnia, etc., what would it be? Narnia would be pretty cool, but I'd definitely go for Harry Potter. Come on. But maybe outside of the trouble period. Like, I want to live in a period of Harry Potter where there's no drama, there's no Voldemort, there's no Grindelwald. We just want to go to Hogwarts and have a nice time and not worry about being killed. Yeah, I definitely think Harry Potter world. Probably, again, not a very exciting or interesting or unique answer, but definitely the truth. Thanks again for everybody for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too boring. I know it was quite long, but yeah, I don't really know how to cut that down. Thank you to everybody who submitted a question. Sorry if I missed anyone off. I think I got everybody. And congrats again to Tealybanana for winning the Jungle Adventure. I really hope you enjoy it. Do let me know. I will be sending the code tomorrow when the game's released, so keep an eye out for that. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a big thumbs up. If you want to see any more of these types of videos on my channel, just let me know, and I will try to incorporate more of that into the future. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.